Okay, I'm in my favourite haunt of Friars Bush again, and this time to look at the life story of the Davies. In this graveyard there are 6 lots, which is probably amounts to about 15 graves that are all Davies, all interrelated, and all butchers, Fleischers. I want to go back to Belfast in the 1870s, and Royal Avenue didn't exist. It was then a narrower street called Hercules Street, full of businesses. And in the 1850s, there were over 55 butchers on Hercules Street. And you can see it in old street directories, and of those, 5 of them were Davies. And one of these was William Davy, and this is his family burying ground. So unfortunately, in 1847, a very resonant year in Irish history, William buried his wife Margaret here. She died on the 29th of April that year. A very high probability that she died of famine fever, typhus. They were a well enough off family, and of course as butchers they'd always have good food to eat, but Hercules Street had lots of little entries and courts and all of very poor people in them, and this was the year of the famine. This was Black 47. So the diseases, famine fever in particular, started in these places of extreme poverty, but they spread throughout the community. So I think that is very likely that that is what killed Margaret Davy. And in fact, I can think of others in here who died on the same day of the same year of the same condition as well. So a particularly poignant aspect of this memorial is he put it up to remember his wife Margaret, but also a little lower down, also in memory of their children William and Thomas and William, who died in infancy. Very common in graves in here for children to be mentioned. Only 2 in this case. The worst in here is 16 children from one family. But I think one thing that makes here particularly poignant is looking at the base of this memorial. If I tramp these down, there's 2 corbels that support the memorial, and have a look. We'll see here, they're children's heads. So was this deliberate then, that William Davy got these carved to represent his 2 children, Thomas and William, who died in infancy? Regardless of whether that's the case or not, I now think of these 2 lovely little carvings just hidden down here as Thomas and William Davy. 2 of the, unfortunately, thousands of children who are buried in Friars Bush graveyard.